Well, let's see. Seems like a private spat to me. Rather not get involved. Yeah, they clearly have quite a tension between those two. But these other things are also interesting as well. Because like I said, Gaunter has tried to convince us that these things were the case, but we haven't necessarily heard directly from Olgierd yet if he will admit that that was true.
What he said about the prince, that true? You turn him into a toad?
Perhaps. Or perhaps the Ephiri Dauphin ate something that disagreed with him. You never know with their cuisine.
Never heard of food that turns men into monsters.
Then perhaps it was something he drank.
Alright.
I cast the curse. Revenge for a deep disappointment. I was another man then. Let rage get the better of me and hollered the words without ever thinking they could possibly come true.
Alright, so he does admit to it. I mean, he is immortal. So he says that was a long time ago, he was a different man back then. And the whole, I was a different man thing is obviously, you know, it means next to nothing. But when you're immortal like him, I mean, who knows how long ago that was? It could have been hundreds of years ago. We don't actually know how long he's been this way for, I suppose, but may not have been that long, I don't know. But does that mean that you knowingly put us in danger, set us up, so that, you know, the Ophiris would try to capture us?
Could have told me the truth about the toad, having a bit of fun at my expense.
That's your boy,
I
Constance.
certainly wanted the beast dead. I could not know you would respond to the notice. Pure coincidence. Yeah, I must admit, when you, a witcher, answered the call, I thought it right. It's what you lot are trained to do.
Might have been able to lift the curse.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Then again, why bother?
He was a human being.
That bloody Ethereal mutt was no human. His kind does not deserve to live.
Alright, so you're a racist as well. Lovely. This does seem like, actually on several levels, this is a private spat. You between Gaunter and also you between the prince slash frog that we, you know, just killed. And, you know, your whole thing just then where you were saying you hate Ophiris.
This thing between you and Master Mirror, your quarrel, really rather not get involved.
You already are, I fear.
Yeah, it seems
He did
like
something
it.
for you. Now you've a debt to repay. Am I right?
Yes.
Well, then you'll not free yourself of him until you've paid it back. But never worry. I shall devise tasks so impossible you will never complete them.
Oh,
Not if you go
fantastic.
mad trying. But try your best, and your debt shall be absolved, while I shall live in peace until Master Mirror finds another aide-de-camp.
Yeah, so, I mean, this guy, in many ways, may have basically been Gaunter's previous, agent, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, the person who came before Geralt and taking one of these deals with him. So we know what happened at some point, but basically, is he sort of looking at us and thinking, oh man, everything that you are about to experience are all the things that I just did. And, part of him is like, you are in so bad right now, Geralt. You are in serious trouble. But, alright, you say you're gonna do 3 impossible requests that we're never gonna be able to complete, therefore we will never free ourselves of Gaunter, or maybe if we try our hardest, then Gaunter will say, oh, you gave it a good shot, that's enough, and then he'll finally leave us, but what does that mean?
Guess
What do you
I
have
gotta
for
pop
us?
the question directly. What do I need to do for you?
Let me think. We're currently without a roof over our heads.
You don't
Perhaps we
say.
should start with that. Bring me the house of Maximilian Borsodi.
His house?
So surprised.
Bring him a
Why?
house?
I must live somewhere, mustn't I? What's the meaning of this? Second leave of your senses? You mean to mount a filthy horse? Out of my sight, wretch! Know what Vladimir would do to you if he saw?
Aye. Vladimir.
Huh?
My brother. There were times he himself stank like foot wrappings 3 days old, but his mount always looked fit for a parade. Oh, none rivaled Vladimir at feasting, carousing. Sadly, he's been celebrating less of late. You must find him. and show him the time of his life. My second request.
Fine, seems easy enough. And the third?
Complete those two. Then we shall speak of the third.
Okay. Any helpful hints, perhaps? Any clues?
Any hints? Where I should go? How I might start?
You must be mad. I've no intention to make things easier for you.
Alright, fair enough. Well, where will we find you, given how you did just burn down your own house? That, I mean, still doesn't make a lot of sense to... I mean, the other people were saying that they were just partying too hard and somehow their house got burnt that way. Which, you know, that seemed like a pretty terrible excuse. But I initially suspected that it was actually, you know, Gaunter did something to, you know, incite enough discord. Have some of them, like, one of them accidentally, oh no, I threw a torch at the wooden cabinet and now it's aflame and oh my goodness, the entire house is on fire. Whatever am I to do? So was it really a coincidence? I don't know.
Once I'm done with those two, where will I find you?
I cannot know, as my band has planned some diversions. But let us say at the Alchemy Inn, in Oxenford.
Fine. See you there. The brother shouldn't be too hard. But the house? How am I supposed to bring him a house?
Like it's one.
The opposite.
Oh,
I wouldn't worry about the house. The brother will be the tough bit.
hello, Gaunter. Nice of you to wait for us.
You waited for me. Nice of you.
I could hardly abandon my proxy to the whims of fate.
Thought I have to fulfill Olgierd's wishes myself.
So states the contract. Yet nowhere does it forbid me from providing help.
Is that
And
so?
something tells me you'll need quite a bit to complete the first two tasks.
Okay. Carry on. You say the house is supposed to be easy, the brother is actually supposed to be hard. So let's start with the brother.
Olgierd's brother. Why do you think he'll be tough?
I'm afraid he's dead.
Ah,
Has been for years.
Never agreed to necromancy.
Necromancy is hardly your only option for reviving a soul. An old-fashioned ritual, a blood summoning. That's what you need.
That's like
is that any
choosing
better?
between pestilence and the plague. Besides, I'd need the blood of the summoned.
Blood. True. Of the summoned, not necessarily. Here.
Where do you get this?
Geralt, aren't you the curious one? Assume it to be Von Everett blood and get on with it.
Where'll
That
I
doesn't
find
seem like a
this
great idea.
Vladimir?
Geralt, I cannot do everything for you. Use your head. The Von Evericks are well known in these parts. You must have met someone who's heard of the family. The charming redhead, for instance. The medic. You know the one.
Johnny. Okay. Gonna have to chat it up with her a bit. What about the house, though? Because, I mean, initially I was thinking, like, okay, you know, if we could just give you the property rights, the deed to the house, just hand you the piece of paper, go, there you go, we negotiated with the owners. So obviously wouldn't be the easiest thing in the world, but can at least just hand you the legal rights to house. But if we're talking physically carrying a house, how does one do, like, put it on our back and then just casually walk to him and go, all right, here you go, plop. I don't think it works that way. Why is this
Or
one supposed to be
Sodi's
easier?
house. No idea how I'm supposed to bring him that.
The only Bossodi I know of around here runs an auction house in Oxenford.
Heard of it. My swords almost got auctioned off there once. Auction was held in Novigrad, though it was a while past.
They must have relocated. You just might get an opportunity to ask them why.
Fine, I'll go there. Then what?
How should I know? Perhaps you'll get inspired once you're there. Oh, and take plenty of coin. Have a feeling it could come in handy.
Yeah, if we're buying a house, then probably. Alright, I guess we're doing it.
Guess it's high time I got to work.
A bit more enthusiasm, Witcher. You know, you just might enjoy yourself.
Yay. Can't wait.
Geralt is
Say I
overjoyed.
need help. Where'll I find you?
I shall find you.
That was a strange echoey sound that did not sound like it was coming straight from him.
Good luck, Geralt.
Alright, guess we're not looting anything from the house there. Okay, talk to Shawnee about the Von Everett family crypt. And I would like to read up a bit on both of these two. Vladimir is supposedly dead, and we're gonna have to do something to bring him back. Oh, actually, we have completed this quest. Now it's Dead Man's Party. And, okay. So. And open sesame for the house? Okay. So, let's see. I actually wanted to read up a bit on these characters, because Gaunter, he's an interesting guy. Geralt has escaped a great many predicaments, sometimes of his own doing, sometimes aided by others. One of the strangest helping hands was that extended to him by Master Mirror. Witcher was on an O'Fury ship, held captive and bound for a date with the gallows, when, out of nowhere, in came Master Mirror. He reminded the Witcher of their first encounter, when he helped Geralt find Yennefer in White Orchard. Now he was offering help as well, this time for a price. In exchange for freeing Geralt from the ship, he demanded Geralt meet him at a certain crossroads. When the Witcher agreed, a strange mark appeared on his face. It was as though Master Mirror had put a stamp on him to show he had entered into a pact, a suspicion later confirmed beyond all doubt. Gaunter Dim explained he and their mutual acquaintance, Olgierd von Everec, had entered into a strange pact. Lots of pacts. Their deal stipulated O'Dim would have to grant von Everec three wishes, yet he could not wish to do so on his own. Or he could not do so on his own, having to call instead upon the services of a proxy. And who better to provide such assistance than a Witcher? Since O'Dim made agreeing to being this proxy a condition for receiving help off the O'Fury ship, Geralt had little choice but to agree. Master Mirror appeared once again, suddenly and out of nowhere as usual, after Olgierd proclaimed his first two wishes. Mirror told, are we going to refer to him as Mirror? Seems a little bit strange, but Mirror told Geralt of a way to show Olgierd's brother the time of his life, even though, where were we? Time of his life, even though this life had, in fact, ended years earlier. And I was wondering, given how Olgierd is immortal, that could have theoretically meant that, his brother, or that, like, he's actually 100 years old, and his brother died at the age of, 30, and so that was a long time ago. But, he equipped Geralt with Von Everec blood, and the knowledge of how to summon Vladimir's ghost. Just how O'Dim had managed to collect a vial of Von Everec blood was never made clear, but then again, burning question marks hung over everything this strange figure did. Yeah. Have we read about Shawnee yet? Geralt entered the Oxenford sewers expecting to hunt down a hideous monster. So you can imagine his surprise when down one of those dank, slimy corridors, he ran into Shawnee, an old and dear friend. Geralt and I had first met this extraordinary young woman years earlier, when she was just a coltish co-ed, but this time, she had grown into a dignified doctor and a fearless field medic, okay, enough alliteration, Dandelion, for the Romanian army. This latter role had led her and a unit of soldier escorts to descend into the sewers. Their goal was to gather a sample of the venom spewed by the monstrosity squatting there. Geralt, a gentleman through and through, agreed to help her in her task. Then there's Vladimir as the guy who's the ghost. Geralt was tasked with finding Vladimir von Everec and showing him the time of his life. This would have been one of the Witcher's least remarkable missions, had not Vladimir been dead for years at this point. The mysterious Master Mirror did not think this much of an obstacle, however. He handed Geralt a vial of Von Everec blood and told him of an incantation which would summon Vladimir from the grave. Geralt thus journeyed to the Von Everec family crypt and sought out the younger Von Everec's place of burial. And the other one that I'm looking for is Olgierd. So that's the guy that the other primary guy that we've been chatting with. Where is Olgierd? There you were. To this day, I do not know what caused Geralt to inquire after the contract posed by Olgierd von Everec. That famed Witcher curiosity? An ominously light coin pouch? Have we read this? we might have already read some stuff about him, but let's just check to see if there's anything new at the bottom. And we recently learned that he's immortal. Geralt later returned to the estate where he first met Olgierd and his band, and found the place in flames. He soon learned the property did not in fact belong to Olgierd. Oh, I missed that part. But had merely been commandeered by the Ataman and his men. Okay, gotcha. And Ataman is his title, gotcha. Who then went a touch overboard in their carousing. And that's how it got burned, which again seemed strange, but okay. Olgierd did not begrudge them their pyrotechnic over-exuberance, but the murder of the manor's lord he considered one cruelty too far and ordered the wrongdoer beheaded. Geralt entered the stage in the middle of this execution. In the tumult that followed, he made a most startling discovery. Olgierd von Everec was immortal. And immortality was but the start of the surprising revelations about Olgierd. Master Mirror revealed the two had signed a contract. In exchange for regaining his lost status and wealth, Olgierd had promised Mirror something very personal. What exactly, Geralt did not yet know. This contract had a strange clause. Before it could be considered complete and Master Mirror could collect his due, he had to fulfill 3 of Olgierd's wishes. He could not do this personally, however, but needed instead to make use of a proxy. His choice for this role? Geralt, who in this way was drawn into a personal settlement between a powerful, immortal nobleman and the mysterious Gaunter O'Dim. Upon hearing Geralt would be the one to carry out his requests, Olgierd wasted no time and issued him his first challenges, to bring him the house of Maximilian Versodi, and to show his brother Vladimir the time of his life. Okay. That's all that stuff. Always wanted to look like Olgierd. He has a very interesting sense of style. You know, he's got that confidence as well. You can tell. Like, this guy is just, he knows what's up. Okay, so let's see. We could head over to Oxenfurt, where it seemed as though most of our main quest-related things are going to take place. Or we could potentially take a little bit of time to do some of the side quests, like enchanting startup costs, rose on a red field without a trace. Starting to get a reasonable amount of these, so I'm feeling like maybe we start to do some of them now. So let's see. What if we do this one next? And also, we're just looking at the levels of the quests. Then, technically speaking, we should probably do the level 32 ones before we go into the level 33 ones. It's not a huge difference, so not gonna make a big deal, but sure. Let's go talk to this herbalist who I think we accidentally spoke to at one point in time and then rewound the clock a little bit. Yeah, because he's considerably further south and pretty close to Oxenfurt, so in many ways, you know, very easy to happen across him by happenstance. Okay, so you, what do you have for us?
Hey there.
Because we are here about the notice. I mean, notices are usually for Witcher contracts, and this is not in the Witcher contract category. So that suggests that this is going to be something a little bit different than that, at the end of the day, at least.
About the contract.
Whew, a taker at long last. Poverty in everyone's lips, but when you've a job to give, no one's eager. Folk are lazy, that's the truth of it.
Stick to the point if you don't mind.
Right. Sorry for the chatter. I'm
Geralt
anxious.
ominously looking out the window.
Been so long without any word. It's my apprentice, Falkert. I sent him to the Dead White Wood. You know, the forest near Martin Foy's farmstead. I'd run out of hand fibre, see, and the damned stuff grows thick as weeds there.
Let me guess. Hasn't returned.
Yes, no, he hasn't. Please, find him and bring him back safe and sound.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
No promises, but I can certainly look for him. Any distinguishing features? How will I recognize him?
Got to think on that. Well, he's a halfling, as I am. Light hair. Will that do?
It'll have to. So long.
Alright. So, in that case, let's see. We're looking for his tracks, and this is our active quest, so we can definitely go straight into that. There anything else around here that we should be checking out? Like, say, that, which is locked. Okay, well, my guess is we're going to find ourselves checking that place out on a later occasion, perhaps. So, you do also have a bazillion herbs out here. I mean, you are an herbalist. So, we might as well make a point to swipe in some of this. I mean, the Moliere, I'm pretty sure we have a bazillion of. Verbena, at one point in time, we had a little bit of a shortage of, but probably fine on that as well. But, I mean, it's all right here. It is quite convenient. Have anything else nice? What about on this side? I know we have a bazillion rib leaves. That I know we have no shortage of. Okay, so let's check this out. Looking for the tracks. And let's just see, like, where is this actually? Because... oh, it's way up there. Okay. So I think what we'll do here is we'll walk this, but we'll go to the bandit camp along the way. Maybe even this hidden treasure as well. I mean, there are several things we can do. Oh, here's Heddle. We were hearing some people talking about Heddle previously. Yes, so we have at least gotten this fast travel spot and seen it, although we haven't actually completed it. Yeah, I think at the very least we'll do the bandit camp first, and then we'll decide if we want to go a little bit further east or a little bit further west and hit one of these things along the way to this spot. Another bandit camp over here. Lots of options.
Howling.
You don't say. Some things never change. Okay. And how far away was this bandit camp? Like 170 paces or so? Not too far. But I'd like to keep our eyes peeled for other unexpected things around here that we might encounter. Because again, even around here, just the random enemies sometimes are in the 30s in terms of levels, and that's decent experience that we would like to have if we can get it. Oh. Oh, this is... okay, this is where we ran into Philippa initially, her hideout, right? Okay, but it's further south than this, actually. A little further south than this. So let's see if we can track it down. So yeah, this was interesting how we had that place where we had that quest to track down Philippa. That was part of the base game. But it's over here in this area where, I mean, at this point, we're pretty far to the north and east. So there are things around here, like this bandit camp that I think we're about to run into, that are like 20 levels higher than this quest was. So if you were wandering around a little bit too much on your way to that quest, as we kind of did, then you could find yourself very much in over your head, as we kind of did. Oh, down here. Down here. I started looking at the wrong thing. Okay, let's perhaps save here and check this out. Yeah, Fallen Knights, okay. Oh, I did just throw that on, so probably we're going to be fine anyway. We could... I mean, these guys, they're level 33-ish, I think. And it's been a while since our generic enemies we've been running into have been much of a threat to us, because we were pretty over-leveled for the main quest. But 33 is still not a joke. So I think... whoa. You know, we need to be a little bit more careful against even these types of guys here, because we've perhaps been a little spoiled. And these guys are going to be a little bit tougher than many of the enemies that we fought previously. There are a lot of them as well. Please don't block me. That's rude. And not appreciated. Okay, 1 down, 2 down, Can you block a whirl? But you can, somehow. Eventually, you're going to run out of... Yes, you will run out of stamina before we do. So we will wear you down that way. Okay, this is where the bolts are firing from. Yeah. And then he tries to taunt us. Well, I'll tell you what I have to say about that. Okay. That may have been the last of them. Let's loot the stuff from these guys down here. The log in the bottom left corner is still catching up to us, having done that whirl where they blocked like 20 of our attacks in quick succession. Oh. What is this? Reconnaissance Commander's Notes. Pitched camp in the ruins of the observation towers, as M ordered. Hope we won't have to sit here long. Margin note. Important. Bren lost 200 crowns to me at Gwent's, but has no coin on him. Need to take it out of his next share of the loot. Boring. Been sitting here 8 days now, and nought's happened. Besides, that's one grain caravan, which we raided, which sending the merchants off running in only their unspeakables. Hope to high heavens they'll transfer us somewhere more interesting quick, because here every man, jack of us, is near about off his nut with boredom. Okay. So just them being bored, because there's not a lot going on around here. But not anything that tells us about a quest. Now, I think big thing here is we're looking to, loot this guy, which is red. Ooh. Okay, more Order of the Flaming Rose stuffs, including a diagram, this time for a sword. I think we recently got the chest plate for them. And some not so bad crafting materials as well. And that may be everything here. Has grayed out now. That would suggest at least gotten the big chest. And let's see. So now, this is where we're ultimately looking to go. And we could either go a little bit to the left for this hidden treasure, a little bit more to the right for this abandoned site and this question mark. Feel like it might be better to go for this hidden treasure here, because got a few things that are kind of close together here, and this may be best to do them all at once. And it looks like, there's more stuff even further to the east there. I think that might be its own separate occasion to do all that stuff. Let's get to this on our way over here. In that case. And of course, we'll continue to see if we happen to run into any significant random encounters. Hello. This looks like several Draconids. Now, is this just us meandering toward one of those other question marks? No. Now, this is in the direction that we're looking to go. It looks pretty close to us, though. Doesn't look like they're actually the things guarding that guarded treasure. Something is beat up right now. Is it our silver sword? No, it's our steel sword, actually. How beat up are you? 47%? Let's give you a 40% repair here. Yeah, that one. There we go. Oh, and there's something below this as well. It's an illusion sign that we're seeing right here, but it is telling us that it is below. As this one over there. Okay. That's very interesting. A bunch of them here. Wow. Oh, that's part of the Watchtower, which we may have already been to. Oh, that may actually be for the stuff under Philippa's hideout. To tell you the truth. Because I think there were a lot of those over there. Yeah, actually, put that back on. But I want to pick a fight with these guys. They don't seem to care about us. Is strange. Hello? Hello? Care to tussle? You want to fight? Please? Maybe? They just don't seem to care. I mean, we can't ard them. They're way too far away for that. Although maybe that'll get their attention. Can we announce our presence this way? I like how that saved the game. Like, oh yes, this is something very significant that you just did. Let's make sure that you autosave there. I mean, it's flying a little bit lower here. Maybe we can get its attention. There we go. Okay. It is a Wyvern. It's level 36, I think? 34. Okay. So we definitely do want to prep ourselves for this fight. And for a while there, it looked like we just weren't going to be able to get their attention to make this happen. But I'm happy that we can. So let's prepare ourselves, though. Let's put on... Where are you? Draconid oil. Ooh. This is actually a little bit beat up as well, is it not? Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's repair that too. Yeah, and you could also use a 40%er. So let's do that. Feels like for some reason our weapons in particular are getting much more beat up now than they were previously. Maybe it's because we're fighting stronger enemies, so... You know, enemies that we were previously taking out with just a couple of hits, and now it's taking us a bunch of hits to make it happen, so since we're swinging our sword more, it means that we're reducing the durability on it more quickly. Okay. Hello? Okay, we got it with a bleed or something like that. It is taking some damage over time here. I'd like to knock you out of the sky. Right about now, preferably. Oh, I was about to do a whirl. What's the matter? Oh, we don't have art. I was gonna say, that would have been a nifty time to do it. It's also a bad time to jump away. We want our stamina so we can get an art off here. We can now do... Oh, just in time as well. Oh, get over here! No! We're whirling! Ah, and we ran out of stamina as well. Not exactly the best whirl. Also, cool, we did not have Quinn on, and that hurt a lot. Oh, we don't have stamina for it? Now we do. Okay, let's heal immediately. And let the damage over time do the job for us, perhaps? What's the matter? Down it goes. Okay, and now the other one may have just taken notice of us. This one's a four-tail. This one's only level 18 or 16. I can't tell because you're not standing still. And we are healing as this is happening. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. But if you could, like, stop doing this, that'd be great. And this doesn't actually do anything, but maybe you'll actually come down at some point. Or not. Okay. I mean, at the very least, it gives us time to loot this guy. Okay. Forktail? Where'd you go? I can hear you. We're directly overhead. And we just eventually waited long enough, and the other Draconid flew low enough in the sky that we could actually get it to notice us. This guy's still way up there, and we can't actually, like, art it or anything like that. That one, maybe we will just let him live. It's also a lower level, so, you know, it's not quite as significant. So light on over in that case. And we are in the general area of the Watchtower. I think it is at the actual Watchtower where, oh boy, I run into some Harpies. Okay. Just saw all the red dots showing up. I was like, okay, it's a party. It looks like the levels here, are they all 34? That is pretty high to have this many of those enemies. That's gonna be tough, because they can swarm us pretty effectively. And for them all to be level 34 means they are capable of their fair share of damage, I would think. So getting rid of one of them is nice. But there are plenty more where that came from. And it does mean that now we should probably switch over our oil. We're trying to maximize our damage here. Should be hybrid now. Which is... Of course, going to be the last one we find. There it is. Okay. Where did they go? They seemingly all ran away. Sort of. But not really. I mean, I kind of just want to fight them one at a time to the extent that we can. We can avoid fighting 20 Harpies simultaneously. That'd probably be in our best interest. There we go. One-shot kill combos certainly help when we knock them down out of the air like that. Another one here. Come hither. Same thing. Okay. That's a few of them. We can check off the list. Still a few more flying around, though. Just loot the ones we've taken out. Oh, I was gonna jump over there. I mean, we probably still can, but a little bit more of a drop-off than I was expecting. Okay. Oh, missed the opportunity. Second there to get the quick finish. Okay, but that is one more down at least. Oh, and you just immediately, got rid of our Quen. Want to finish this one off? There we go. Ooh. Oh, that's actually a super Harpy there. Great timing. There we go. Finishing blow, though. Right. Of course. Of course. Okay, and then we've got this loot here as well. And that may be all of them. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, it has a blue exclamation point, which perhaps means we're going to have a new quest out of this. And a key as well. Perhaps a treasure hunt, in all likelihood. Some of the many repair kits we've been using. Get one of those back. Fragment of Nicholas Vogel's laboratory notebook. I've acquired the eggs. They cost a fortune and left me with barely enough funds to pay the rent of my laboratory. But now I can begin my work in earnest. I'll soon show those pea-brained admirals of ours that airborne armies are the future of warfare. And the first such army shall be my creation, and shall proudly bear the name of the Redanian Air Force. Trying to make an army of Harpies by raising Harpies out of their eggs? I don't know. Sounds optimistic at best. They've hatched. Never seen Harpies so tiny and, dare I say, cute. They have no bosoms yet, but do have enormous heads and equally enormous appetites, bird-like through and through. My first attempts at taming them have brought promising results. I think we know how that ended up playing out, though. The young Harpies eat out of our own hands. And sometimes eat our hands as well. My assistant's already lost 2 fingers. Yeah, training is going wonderfully. The alderman of Hedel came skittering into our tower, desperately bawling about spiders plaguing his village, begging for our help, weeping for their picked-upon livestock and offspring, who suffer the most from the arachnid's bites. One swarm of mindless eating machines preying on another. How dare he interrupt my work on the Wonderwaff for such banalities? Instead of this arachnocide he requested, I gave him a bottle of arachnomorph pheromones. Won't he be in it for a surprise? Oh dear. What have you done? Do the peasants not say spiders and snakes a happy home make? I don't think so. I'm sure I've heard them say something of the sort. I don't think so. Our funds are nearly exhausted. I shall be forced to take something from the rainy day stash I hid from Hubert in the top floor of the tower. Okay, that's probably what we're going to be doing, is checking out that rainy day stash. The bulk of our outflow goes toward the purchase of pork, which the Harpies devour in gargantuan quantities. Perhaps if we were to dress one up in Redanian armor now and present it at court, the king himself would become our patron? No. The entire squadron must be present, else Radovid would deem the whole undertaking a farce. It seems our Harpies have grown tired of pork. Now they're only going to want humans. Found the scraps of Hubert's overalls in one of their cages. Yup. No great loss. Hubert had already lost 8 fingers feeding them. Couldn't even grip a broom. Catastrophe is struck. Someone opened all the cages and let out the Harpies. I'm sure I'll find them wheezing their last in the grass outside the tower. After all, no one has fed them for a week. Well, you know. Or they'll just attack you. Royal Air Force? Oh, dear. So is it a treasure hunt for that chest? I suspect it is, yeah. Level 36, it says. So I think we've done the fighting part at this point. Another day, another corpse. And the Witcher suspected another document revealing the tale of the deceased's demise. He was not mistaken. Nicholas Vogel's laboratory notebook described the experiments the Mad Mage had conducted on Harpies and also mentioned a hidden stash of coin. Chest's contents would be no use to Nichols in the afterlife, so Geralt decided to secure them for himself. Okay, yeah, let's mark that for now. Since we're here and I think we've done the hard part.